Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chawanne Burns. Please click that like button and that subscribe button. In today's video, we are going to discuss the economic injury disaster loan and specifically the denial of unverifiable information. Okay, so we're going to go deep and detail what would cause that and how you can rectify that denial. Okay, so my plan is for the rest of the week, we're going to talk about the economic injury disaster loan and denial reasons and how you could get approved or put in for reconsideration to counteract or reconsider for those denial reasons. Okay, so just a brief overview. As you all know, we are currently in a pandemic, and the SBA, or the federal government, is providing relief to small businesses by providing an economic injury disaster loan to offset the cost of gross revenues that was lost because of the pandemic. So if you're a small business, there's certain criteria that must be met for you to be a small business, and we'll go over that. You could get potentially approved for 6 months of gross revenue for your business, and now it's up to 18 months. So, and the max amount is $500,000, I believe, per business. Okay. So if you're a small business, your interest rate is 3.75%. For small business, nonprofit, your interest rate for that loan is 2.75%. The repayment of terms is 30 years, and it could be used for fixed debt, payroll, accounts payroll, and other bills affected by the disaster. Okay. And so you could apply. The application is readily available, but in this video, we are going to be talking about why you were denied for unverified information, okay, and what you need to do. So this is a slide. All these slides are directly from the SBA website. If you type in SBA economic injury disaster, EIDL in Google, this is one of the PowerPoints that will come up. So this is, I didn't create this PowerPoint. This is directly from the SBA. So I went over this yesterday, reasons why you could get declined, potential reasons. But if you go into SBA standard operating procedure, they do not have a deny code for unverified information, unverifiable information. Reason being is because they cannot get through to process your application because the information that you submitted doesn't match, or they can't verify, or they claim it's fraudulent. Okay, so if we get a decline saying it's unverifiable, we need to go back and look and see what we put in our original application. So application eligibility entity verification. For you to be that small business, you have to be not more than 500 employees. Either or. If you don't press none of these, that means you don't fit the criteria, okay? So 500 or less employees, agricultural business, not more than 500 employees, sole proprietorship, independent contractor, a co-op, less than 500 employees, ESOP, less than 500 employees. There's a thing, less than 500 employees, less than 500 employees, less than 500 employees, or a nonprofit tax exempt IRS grant tax exemption under 501c(d) code, or whatever faith-based organization, whatever code tax code that meets. Okay, so the reoccurring current thing is less than 500 points for the small business. Now, if you really get technical in the SBA small business, is really more than that. You have to earn less than, I believe, $10 million have to be your gross revenues. Okay, so if we go back to our application and see what we put in, it's simple information that we have to put in for our application. Business legal name, trade name. If you are a sole proprietorship, you have to use your social security number. But if you are LLC, a S Corp, C Corporation, any of those type of corporate entity, you must have an EIN number. And then you have to put an organization type, okay? So go back to when you file for your business, if they can't verify your business, your legal name doesn't match up with your paperwork, what you put in, or your legal name doesn't match up with your bank account. And this is so important because people have lost out on receiving the advance grant and just even getting past the criteria of even for them to process your loan because your legal name does not match up with your banking account information. Okay, it's not valid. They can't validate it. So your bank account number is incorrect, or your routing number is incorrect, or your bank account doesn't match up with your routing number. So that's another thing where they would say, we cannot verify your information. Or the business activity or the address or your phone number or even your email is all coming back like sketchy. We can't find all the information that you put in this application. If you are S Corp and you said, oh, I filed my articles of incorporation in May of 2010, and that's probably when you started doing business, but you didn't file till 2 years later, they can't match up that information. Okay. So other things why SBA, that's not like right in front of your face, why SBA will say we can't verify. We already discussed banking and account routing information is incorrect. That's what you've put in on the very last page of the EIDL application. They will also deny you if they see digital identity fraud suspicion online behavior. The data altogether has been used fraudulently, like somebody stole your identity. Okay. In that, for instance, you should call SBA directly if you suspect someone is using your information fraudulently. Okay. The SBA number is 1-800-659-2955. I will put that in the description section, but that will deter you or get your application denied. Other reasons why, so say for instance, you received the original loan and you went back in to get an increase and they denied you, saying, oh, you put in for an increase, but you were denied for that increase because of unverifiable information. More likely, the reason for that is because of tax reasons. And I went over this my last video, which was yesterday. If you have not filed your taxes and claimed the income from your business, whatever it might be, corporation, your Schedule C form, if you don't file that, if it's not filed with your taxes, when IRS have you pull the 4506T form, you can get denied because they're saying, oh, we gave you this amount of money and you said that you made gross revenues, but you didn't report that on your taxes. So if you didn't report it on your taxes, and if they say unverifiable and didn't decrease your loan amount, they're saying you didn't file your taxes, period. They couldn't find them. So that's another reason why you will receive the unverifiable information. Other reasons why you will receive the unverifiable information: if IRS cannot match you as the owner of that particular LLC, it might, like, you had a name change, or they suspect that someone else is using your name of your business, your EIN number. So in those instances, of course, when you file your EIN number, you have to attach with your regular Social Security number. So in those instances, you want to send your identification, okay, to the SBA. So how do you put in for reconsideration? I went over this in my last video. And what do you need to do? You, for unverifiable information, get that, call and speak with a tier 2 number 1 to just get specific. What information are they saying or is SBA disputing that's unverifiable? So you get really specific. Once you talk to the tier 2 representative, then you know how to direct or send in for reconsideration. If you need to attach your photo ID, your bank statements, your articles of incorporation, your federal tax return, your 4506T form filled out correctly, and they have a cheat sheet that you could use to fill out correctly. So all those unverifiable things that you put in your application or your increase, you could rectify them if you're not making no fraudulent claims. Okay, so you could get that rectified. That's easy. Even though the denial is ambiguous, it's so easy to get that rectified, to claim or to prove your business is what it is, and you could prove your revenues and all that stuff. Okay, so that was the end of our video. So stay tuned. My next video, we are going to talk about, let's see, denial reasons. Oh, we're going to talk about credit history. And we're going to go into deep depth of how you could prove your credit history and you're a person that pays your bills. And we're getting into the standard operating procedures because SBA has dedicated pages of this regarding your credit history and how you could overcome that objective or that decline from the SBA to receive your funding. Okay, so I am sending all my good to you. I will talk to you soon.